Thank you all very much, Comedy Lounge. Hello, welcome to the Funniest Five.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome onto the stage your MC for this evening, David Callan.
I'll tell you a bit about myself first. As you've probably guessed from my accent, I'm from Morley at the moment. Yeah, fucking Galleria, yes. It's shit. Coventry Village, probably my favourite place in the world. How you doing? Hello, come on, sit down. No, I'm from Scotland originally. Do we have any other Scottish people in? None. No, they're at the pub watching the football. That's fair enough. That's cool. Look, I've lived in Perth for a few years now, and I quite like it. And one of the things, I think it's quite easy in general, right, being from Scotland and kind of slotting into way of life here in Perth. Mainly because I think we've got a lot in common, our cultures, right? The two biggest things in both of our cultures are drinking and swearing. So it's pretty easy to kind of slot right in to way of life. And I used to think, before I got to Perth, right, I used to think that we were the best in the world at saying the C word. I was like, no one's better than us at that. We're fucking world leaders in the industry, trailblazers, right? We've got loads of types in Scotland, loads of types of cunts and everything. But then I got to Perth and a complete stranger started a conversation with me with "Oi, cunt." And I was like, whoa, that's fucking, never heard that in Scotland. I was like, fair enough, 1-0 to Perth. But one of the things that's a bit different about it is the drug scene here, right, and in Scotland. Because Scotland is heroin. We all fucking love a bit of heroin. It's alright, it's perfectly normal. I've done it, like, I'll probably do some after the show if anyone wants to join in or anything. But in Perth, it's different. It's meth, isn't it? You fucking love your meth. In Perth, anyone on meth tonight? Give us a cheer. Yes, fucking a few people, the No Sleeps Till Christmas crew. That's them coming in up the back, and that was quite confronting when I first got here to see all the meth users, because heroin users, right? If you've ever been to Scotland, or even if you've seen Trainspotting, right? Trainspotting, that was basically a Visit Scotland ad in the 90s, based on a true story, genuinely, right? But our heroin users, they're quite passive, right? If you see them, they'll just like have their heroin, just lying on the floor, having the time of their life down there, not bothering anyone. But your meth users here in Perth are quite different, aren't they? They're very much active members of the community. As to be said, they get out and about and do stuff, and they let you know about it, like, I'm doing stuff, and you're like, fucking hell, right? This is terrifying just every day. And I used to think it was bad, the meth problem. I was like, no good, it can come of this problem with meth and stuff. But I have to admit, there's a guy that lives on my street at the moment. It might be him, he might have followed me here. And he's one of your big fucking meth fans. He loves this stuff, he's never off it. But I do have to admit, that guy's dog is the most well-walked dog I've ever seen in my entire life. He never stops walking that thing, just all day, all night. He'll come back from like a 2-day walk for like 20 minutes and he's like, you want to go out again? And the dog's like, fucking right I do. This is, see you walking down the street, wagging his tail. Happiest dog I've ever seen in my life. And it made me realise if I ever get reincarnated, I want to be a meth head's dog. Like that's most people would go like a golden retriever and a lovely family. I want a fucking meth head staffy. That's what I want to be. What about you? You guys got a pet? A big fish. Big fish. I don't know if fish really count as pets. Do you get much interaction with your fish? Do you ever chat to them about your day? When my wife and I were like deciding to get a pet, we'll go with, that's the little half step towards having a kid, is getting a little practice kid. Right? Not a fish. That doesn't really like that was never one of the options, I'll be honest. And because it was a cat or a dog, really, like they're the only two, aren't they? That's that you can really get, and that's the big kind of debate, right? Everyone's got their kind of side of the fence. They sit and it's like Apple or Android, Pepsi or Coke. Everyone's got their corner on that debate. And who thinks dogs are better? Give us a cheer. Yeah, most people. Yeah, look at that, people fucking clapping for dogs, and that's right. Like most people, when you ask that, most people say dogs. Some people say cats, and you're like, well, that's your opinion, but you're wrong. So it's just, it's not true, is it? So my wife and I, right, we're both dog people, but someone told us marriage is about compromise, so we got a cat. They were like, is this good? Like, I feel like we're doing it right. Neither of us are that happy. Is that what marriage is? So we got this little baby cat, right? It's our little practice baby. But one thing I found out since getting this cat is that people that have got actual babies don't like it when you compare your pet to their baby. But oh man, I fucking love doing it. I can't help myself. It's so much fun, right? Because we've got friends at the moment. They've got this little young baby, like 6-month-old baby, that and every time we meet them, they're just fucking knackered. They're like, my baby hasn't slept properly in months, and just up all night non-stop with this thing. And I'm always like, oh, it's the same with the cat. She's and scratching the bed at 4 a.m, and it's a nightmare. I tell them things, I give them advice. I'm like, what you need to do, like what we do when she wakes us up is we just shut her in the front room, and then we can't hear her, and they're like horrified. They're like, it's a baby, you can't do that. It's in another room already. We've got a baby monitor so we can hear it. I'm like, well, that's wrong. Get rid of that for a start. It's like, that's the last thing I think when our cat comes in meowing in the middle of the night. It's like, you know what she needs is amplification. I want to hear that, but from further away. Give her one of these. Man, it's terrible. And I tell them, like, actually what you're doing when you respond to that is you're actually just reinforcing bad behavior. So seems like you could get a good night's sleep if you wanted to, but that's it. We don't get invited to picnics at Kings Park anymore, but there's only so much hummus you can eat on a Sunday morning before you're like, I think there's a UFC on or something I could be watching. But look, I do have to admit though that I find owning a cat is quite similar to getting a finger up your arse during sex. You know, just in that I didn't think I would like it, but it's actually all right. Well, I like cats, all right? They are nice. And they make me come harder. So that's what we've got. We've got a bunch of like some of the very best comedians in Perth, and everyone's going to come on and do 5 minutes of their very best material. So it's just like a real quick kind of taster, and it's real good value as well, right? Some of these acts are on like the weekend shows, headline and everything. Does that sound good to everyone? Oh yeah, who said that? Who's fucking well up? Oh yeah, fucking well up for it. Right, please start the clap and start the cheering. Welcome to the stage, Grant Mushet!
It's all right. Were you booing me there? Were you booing me? Was that a boo? No. Oh, woo, thanks very much. Nah, that's good. I thought you were telling me to go fuck myself before I even started. I've been good, man. How are you all doing? You all right? Aye, fuck, good new jokes, man. I see how they go. Getting flashed already. Anyway, you guys, mental health issues? Yeah, I can tell by your tattoos, actually. Oh, a little single clap from you there. That's good. Love a single clap at a comedy show. It's like getting a thumbs up during sex. That's I used to get like bad social anxiety, man. I used to get bad social anxiety. Like, I'm all right talking to people one-on-one, or like with a microphone in my hand to hundreds of people, but like, or 50 people. But one-on-one, I tend to, more than one-on-one, I struggle, you know. It gets awkward. I'm always just like, two people start having a conversation. I'll just kind of be waiting for a moment to kind of interject. Never really knowing where that's going, man. Just kind of waiting, just kind of like, fuck, I've got this. I almost become like a fluffer in a threesome. Just kind of waiting, just like, actually, you guys are good. You look like you got this. You want some water? You have been working your throats pretty hard. You know, I've become the cuck in my own conversation. You like the cuck porn? I don't know, man. Mental health is a touchy subject these days. You don't want to like insult people, man. I've a lot of FIFO workers have mental health issues. 1 in 4 FIFO workers on antidepressants. Yeah, I took antidepressants once. I used to work FIFO. Not embarrassed to admit that. Weird side effect antidepressants give you. I don't know if you guys know this. It takes you a long time to come. You're thinking about getting on the antidepressants, aren't you, big man? You're feeling a bit sad right now, man. Better than Viagra, trust me. It takes you a long time to come, because I was depressed. I was involved in a lot of like reckless activities, sort of drugs, drinking, random hookup, sex. I was sleeping with women, and they'd be like, "This guy is an animal," and in my head, I'm like, "I just want to be happy." Never mind the aftercare, man. I just wanted a cuddle. I once told my doctor I was thinking about killing myself. I know it's a bit early for that, but they do that thing when they check, like they figure out if you're actually going to do it. They do a little test, you know, and he goes, you thought about how you do it? And I said, I'll probably like overdose on a bunch of Valium. I'll take loads of Valium. And he was like, no, you can't kill yourself. You can't overdose on Valium, but you can on Panadol. I don't know, it kind of scared me. He said it like, you should give it a crack, mate. I was like, maybe life is worth living. Thanks very much, Doc. You guys ever think about monkeys?
No.
Nah, I've been thinking a lot about monkeys recently, the evolutionary process of sex. Yeah. Bestiality, did someone just shout? Good to see where people's heads go, that's great. Because monkeys, they were evolutionary, they were just having sex like just to make babies, you know, they were just having like reproductive sex. Some point in evolution, there would have been like a monkey whose brain evolved to like develop pleasure from sex, because like monkeys, dolphins, humans were the only animals that take pleasure from sex. And there must have been a point where that developed, the nerve endings connected, the neural pathways in their brain connected, and suddenly they were feeling pleasure from sex. They would have just been having like normal reproductive monkey sex, just like I'm making more monkeys, and then one day that little cord in his brain would have connected, the nerve cells would have got going, and he would have been like, holy fuck, this is actually quite fantastic. This is amazing. And maybe the female monkey, she would have experienced the same thing at the same time. She'd be like, fucking hell, this is good actually. Could be a little bit bigger, but this is doing the job. Why don't you try rubbing there? And the man monkey might have started rubbing there, and she's like, no, not there. And the monkey's like, oh, I wonder what happens if I put my finger in their butt. And the female monkey's just like, just give me the banana, I'll do it myself. Leave the room, I can't do it when you watch.
Welcome to the stage, John Pinno!
Anyone in from the northern suburbs? Can I get a lift home? In about 5 minutes. Now, look, give yourselves a big round. Aussies in the room, give yourselves a big round of applause. Come on. What a fantastic place Perth is. Absolutely beautiful. You know, we got the derby going on at the moment. We got the Matildas playing. And I love Perth. But you know what I don't love? What I don't love is your fucking mental wildlife. 19 out of 20 of the most deadliest creatures are right here, right now in Australia. Honestly, anyone here ever been bitten by a tiger snake? No, because you'd be dead. Anyone been bitten by a redback? Yeah. Did you survive? Yeah. Pity. Anyone here, seriously, anyone here been swooped by a magpie? Yeah. No one tells you about that deadliest bastard, do they? Hey? That's number 20. Since 1972, no one has died from a redback bite in Australia. Since 1972. Since 1972, there's been 74 magpie-related deaths. You said it. You said you never heard that Attenborough fella going on his shows, do you? The Western Australian magpie, one of the most deadliest bastards in the world. They've killed more than sharks since 1972. Seriously, why is that up the rank? You know. And look, I got to Perth a couple of years ago, and I thought to myself, I'm going to get fit. All right, it didn't work. I thought it was a good thought, but I thought I'm going to get fit. I'm going to jump on the bike. And I'm going to roll down to the oval. I'll just roll down to the oval. So I'm on the bike, rolling down to the oval, minding my own business. Suddenly, woof! I thought, what the fuck? What was that? Just carries on rolling, carries on minding my own business. Then again, this time closer, woof! It was like a scene out of Batman 3. It was like the Balcatta Knight that flew over my head. I didn't know what was going on. It was scary as. Then suddenly out of nowhere, this black and white beaky thing hits me in the side of the head. Woof! I swerved on the bike into a bus stop. Took out a family of wombats and a quokka who was on holiday. And the bastard magpie just carried on attacking me. It was like, and I was like, I'm going to keep going till you're all fucking laughing. Then I was bitten by a redback. And then a tiger snake got me. I know what you're thinking. He's a lying bastard. He's never been on a bike. That's absolutely a true story. I thought, honestly, I've got the privilege of being married to a beautiful Western Australian girl. I get home, I'm pissing with blood, the bike's bent to bits, and she went, what happened to you? I said, this bird attacked me. She went, oh yeah, that'll be a magpie. At what point in our relationship were you going to tell us about this death from a fucking buff? Do you know what I mean? At what point were you going to just mention this? You've mentioned everything else. You mentioned the fucking redbacks in the letterbox. And by the way, going to get your mail here is like a fucking, like being, I'm a survivor, get me out of here, or whatever it is. Because seriously, you've seen the way they got to put their hands in those fucking things and guess what's in there? That's just like getting your fucking lecky bill. You know what I mean? My son come back, he went, hey, I've got 2 letters, Dad, and this massive spider. It's like, what the fuck? So she says to me, so I'm pissing with blood, she says to me, I've got something for that. So I think she's going to go and get a Band-Aid or a bandage or something. She come back with a 3-litre ice cream tub. Australians, is this a thing? The thing had boggly eyes on and white eyes coming out the top. She said, put that on the edge, it will protect you. For 6 weeks, I wore that going backwards and forwards to Coles, and not one person batted an eyelid.
Start clapping and welcome to the stage, Brian Freeman!
Hi guys, how are you? Yeah. Having fun so far? Yeah. I am, as you can tell, I'm off my face. A lot of people look at me, they go, oh, this poor guy is disabled. And I'm not. I just love drugs. Who else is a fan? Yeah, go drugs. People come up to me all the time. They're like, hey man, whatever drug you're on, I want. And I always have to say to people, I'm on this very special drug. It's called God's humour. And I overdosed at birth. People don't know how to react to that. Like this. Like, yeah, the first thing that happens is people feel sorry for me. People pity me. And I hate pity unless it's 4 a.m. in a bar. And I'm trying to get my dick sucked. Yeah. A pity blowjob is the best blowjob ever. You want to know why? Because there's extra lubricant from the tears. That's fucked up, eh? But that's my life, you ain't me. But you know, people just assume I have a little bad being disabled. A quick question, who here goes to work and pays tax? Yeah, I never ever have to go to work. And the tax money you pay, I get. Yeah. And yet you people feel bad for me. I feel bad for you people. It's like, where do you all park your cars, eh? I actually do drive a car. That should be a joke. When I do comedy, they tell me, don't hold the microphone, your hands shake too much, and you'll fuck up the audio. That's what the sound tech says. However, I have a doctor that says I can do 100 on the highway to fucking get here. You know what that is? That's retarded. I'll leave you guys on this. One of the worst things about being disabled, I think, one of the worst things is I have a cousin, right? And my cousin, she is so fucking hot. My God, so hot. But you know what they say about like cousins hooking up and fucking? Yeah, that's how I happened. But imagine what would happen if I fucked my cousin. Like our baby would have a hair coming out the fucking forehead. But I'm willing to give it a go for medical research.
Please start clapping and welcome to the stage, Emo Majok!
Hey, how we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We're good? Yeah, this is kind of nice. I'm not a comedian. They had to drop out. I'm the janitor. No, I'm messing around. I am a comedian. I was actually on the last season of Australia's Got Talent, which was cool. Yeah, thank you. One person. Fuck the rest of you. I watched my value go up, which was cool. I signed to like a booking agent. My agent, her name is Rosemary. She's this sweet Caucasian lady. She called me up as soon as the episode aired. She said, Emo, we're very excited. We've got some people interested in you. I was like, oh, whereabouts, Rosemary? And she said, on cruise ships. I was like, Rosemary, I don't know if you heard about black people in ships, but this sounds like a trap. She's like, oh, don't be ridiculous. This is how much they're going to pay you. I was like, oh, shit, they're paying this time, are they? On the first cruise I did, we took off from Brisbane to Auckland, New Zealand. And on day 3, they said we could have a day adventure at a place called Port Chalmers. I've never been to New Zealand before, so I didn't know Port Chalmers was a place. I don't know if it's ever been discovered. But the plan was, I was going to be the first person off the ship and just warn the locals to be like, run, white people are coming! Grab a flag, let them know you've been discovered. I've seen this shit done before. On day 4, we were on the ship and there was like little dolphins swimming around the vessel. They said we could swim with the dolphins. And I had to draw the line. I was like, no, that sounds a little bit rapey. Did you know that 1 person a year reports getting raped by a dolphin, man? Let that shit marinate. 1 person leaves the house and goes to a police station in search of some justice. I'm all about justice, but if that shit ever happened to me, fuck, I'm keeping that shit to myself. Only 2 people that know that shit is me and that fucking dolphin. Like, the only way you'd find out is if that dolphin snitch, man. Like, Brisbane's cool. Make some noise if you've been to Brisbane. Yeah, you from Brisbane? No. I like Brisbane. I like Brisbane because Brisbane people are very honest, man. Like, none of this shit we got in WA. Like, they just tell you fucking straight up. Don't trust them black cunts. Like, huh? I'm very aware of that, sir. I am in Perth. Thank you very much. And who's the wise guy, huh? The guy with the mullet told me I'm not in Brisbane. Thank you. Fucking genius. Okay. They give me 5 minutes to shine. He colonized my set. I was on a ship actually on the 10th floor, and there was a group of white chicks, all dressed in white, and they looked fantastic. I was like, oh, beautiful outfits, white party, huh? And one of them goes, yeah, which means you're not coming. Love Brisbane. How you doing, man? You enjoying yourself? Yeah. And this your lady? You got kids? No kids? That you know of? I'm a proud father. I've got 3 kids, 2 beautiful daughters. One of the proudest moments for me as a parent was when my son was born. Because girls, they get married, change their last name, move to the Eastern States, you can never find them. About 6 months into the pregnancy, the hospital calls you in to discuss a birthing plan. It's like how you want to deliver your baby. So my partner, she's got all these options, like natural birth, water birth, C-section. You can give birth in Guy Sebastian's living room. It's your big day. So I'm like, babe, how would you like to deliver the baby? She's like, I would really love to have a natural birth this time. So we start preparing for this natural birth. But I noticed on the day of the natural birth, she took all these unnatural drugs. What did she have? She had an epidural, a lot of women do. She had some gas. I'm not gonna lie, I had some gas too. And then she took some heroin. Well, they call it morphine at the hospital, but we know what the fuck that is. I'm like, babe, is this still technically, considered a natural birth? She's like, you don't know what it's like to squeeze a baby the size of a watermelon out of your vagina. I was like, babe, was that you? I thought I heard Satan. She's absolutely right though, ladies and gentlemen. We as men do not know what it's like to squeeze a baby the size of a watermelon out of a vagina. But considering our first 2 children were a C-section, I had to remind her, babe, neither do you. Like, yeah, I got kicked out of the hospital for that shit. I watched the birth on Skype.
So please start clapping and welcome to the stage, Frankie Rowsthorn!
I wish I cared about sport. I really wish I did care a bit more about it. And sad to say, I've been watching the football going, this guy's pretty hot, I could watch this more, for sure. And they're always nudging each other, or always like, fucking like, what do you want, mate? And it was like, I just want to run into the middle of the field and be like, no, babe, stop it. Look at me, this isn't you. This isn't you, babe. But I'm also naked because I'm streaking. I'm like, no, babe, look at this. Yeah, my parents are proud of me. No, I love doing comedy, guys. I actually love it. It's so good. It's actually really fun being a girl doing comedy. I'll say that for sure. You know, woo. I think people will say it's a disadvantage, but I think it's an advantage for sure. You know, I think I'm ticking a few more diversity boxes. You know, covering more diversity ground. I think people would like it more if I was a lesbian, though, just to tick a few more boxes. But I'm not going to lick a box just so I can tick a box. Am I right? I will eventually. I want to get more gigs. Yeah. Also, what else? I'm 20 years old. I graduated not long ago. I had this memory come up recently about the Year 9 disco, which was a pretty confronting thing for sure. I had a memory. I was dancing and I feel someone touch my bum from behind me. I turn around and it was a guy I had the biggest crush on at the time. So exciting. I was like, finally, I'm a woman, feel validated. I'm like, I've made it. I'm desirable. But biggest crush on this guy. I turn around and his best friend is holding his wrist, making him do it. As a gross dare. He was like, oh mate, she's fucked, get me off her, eh? Oh fuck, gotta wash my hand, oh yuck. You know, it was just cool for me. Really funny stuff, guys. It's okay though, I did lose my virginity to this guy a couple of years later. A bit of a redemption there, but I turned on the lights and his best friend's on top of him, making him fuck me. He's like, oh mate, she's fucked, get me off her, eh? Fuck, gotta wash my dick. Yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty hot. Now we're engaged. He's my hubby, I love him.
Keep that pause going and welcome to the stage, Andrew Wolfe!
Yeah! Hey guys, fucking woo 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 woo! How you doing? You doing well? And what a vibe, hey? Is it comedy or a fucking escape room right now? Are you enjoying it? Are you guys doing well? I'm not doing great. Thanks for asking. No one ever cares. I got a speeding fine on the way in, probably get a DUI on the way home. How good's drink driving? Can we have a clap? We love it! Sometimes I'm so excited when I make it home, I get back in the car and do a victory lap to celebrate. Fucking ching ching ching! I don't know, fuck, you can't say anything on stage anymore. Do you guys find that? When you do stand-up comedy, how do you find it? It's not easy up here. We're trying our best. I'm not well, can you tell? I've seen a lot of psychiatrists say, I've got to the point, have you as well? Yeah. I've got to the point they come to me. That's when you know you're fucked. The government's like, do not leave your house, it's not safe. There's a man on a van coming. Why bother seeing a psychiatrist? Do you guys bother? Time heals all wounds, but not if you pick at the scabs every week with a fucking trauma session. Do you know what I mean? Just leave it in the past. Treat it like drink driving. Just drive on. You've hit someone, you can't fucking fix it. Nan's dead, you just move on. You know, when do you accept that you're faulty products? That you got a wiring issue and you're fucked, you're Aldi. Just wait until you get to heaven and demand a refund, guys. You're pulling back, are you guys religious? Being religious is just an easy way to tell if someone's got a learning disability, hey? As soon as you can read, you realise it's a pyramid scheme for paedophiles, hey? None of it makes sense. I remember growing up, you're like, if heaven's so good, why don't we go there now, Dad? You're fucking struggling. You work at Bunnings, when are we going to call this shit? Fuck, I'm working hard up here, I try. The only people that need religion are old people, hey, because the clock's ticking. Why do they do one religion? Why not treat it like a fucking sports bet multi? Go in and get blessed by every priest in the parish. You wouldn't do Buddhism though. Have you guys looked into that? Buddhism, man. I'm not into Buddha. He's overweight. He's a beast. Do you know what I mean? I'm not getting spiritual advice from a fucking comfort eater. Do you know what I mean? Clear your mind. Why don't you clear another plate, you fat fuck, eh? Trying to eat your way through your problems, Buddha! Fuck. It really is tough up here, hey? Whatever, what do you guys do? What lured you here? Who the fuck comes to comedy at 5 o'clock, hey? What's wrong with you? It's so sad, Jesus Christ. Even my parents go out at 6 o'clock, what's going on? What do you guys get? You have to get back in time for Matlock? What's going on? What draws someone to comedy this early? Answer me, guys. What was the plan? Oh, you get drunk later, but dude, you guys are going to be fucking blackout. What's your plan after this, sir? What are you doing after? Drinking? Fuck. I thought you were nerds, but you're actually fucking hardcore alcoholics. You're starting at 5 o'clock? Jesus Christ, I hope I don't bump into any of you at 10 o'clock, eh? How many drinks? Fuck, what time do you reckon you'd call the night? 1 a.m. Fuck. There's no humour here, but don't worry, it's all getting filmed so you can watch it back at home. Watch the sadness. Fuck, dude, I need a holiday, can you tell? My own personality gives me PTSD, hey? Can you imagine wandering around in this mind? I can't even get away from myself because you plan a holiday and then you forget one thing. You're going to fucking be on it, hey? With your negative thoughts. 5-star resort, you're a 1-star personality. It's a fucking waste of time. Do you know what I mean? Do you enjoy holidays? Do you think Elon Musk goes on holiday? He fucking can't. No matter where he goes, he ends up just counting the sand because he's fucking on the spectrum. Everyone takes big risks on holidays. They all go to Bali. Have you guys heard of Bali? Dude, everyone's in there, $5 babysitter. I'm like, what is it, the fucking Madeline McCann special? What are you doing? I don't know much about looking after kids, but I don't think it's an area you look to cut costs, hey, to negotiate. Pretty sure you can get a free babysitter at any train station in the world, hey?
Please start clapping and welcome to the stage, Rudy Lee Taurua!
Fucking hell, does anyone need a Valium after fucking Wolfie just got off stage? That cunt's fucking intense. Do you know he's in charge of people's superannuation? That cunt is in charge of someone's fucking retirement. I feel sorry for that. I love that man. He's the cheapest fucking antidepressant in the world, you know? Whenever I'm feeling down, I just look Wolfie up on fucking Instagram and think, fuck, at least I'm not that fucked. Hey, anyway, this bloke down the front looks pretty confused. He's looking at me thinking, what the fuck is my coke dealer doing on the stage right now? That's what he's thinking, and I had to break it to you, buddy, sorry. Unlike you, I am not a coke dealer. I'm not. Fucking have a go at the cunt, Jesus Christ. Look, he's got his tattoos and a shaved head. Is that what I look like? Fucking hell. No wonder I can't get a taxi anymore. It's good. Fuck, before I start with any jokes, that's right, jokes will come eventually. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathered here tonight, past, present and emerging. The Noongar people, please a round of applause for the traditional owners of the land. A bit racist, that clap, to be honest. You could have put some effort into it, you know what I mean? Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. I travel this country day in, day out. The more I do it, everywhere I go, I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, but the more I do it, the more I realise it's fucking a ridiculous concept, you know? Like, it doesn't work for anything else, does it? Mate, what's your name? Lewis. Now, Lewis, mate, I couldn't fucking break into your car. I could, yeah, no, you're right. I'll rephrase that, Lewis. When I break into your car, mate, I can't be sitting in your driver's seat with my flathead screwdriver crammed in the ignition and just before I plug the barrel, put my hand on heart and say, well, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owner, Lewis, of this 1987 VN Commodore, and then drive it around for 200 years. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I've come all the way from Adelaide to be here, and it's good. I like here in Perth how you do acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, but when it comes to acknowledging the owners of the resources and minerals held within the land, you get a bit iffy about that, don't you? So before I go any further, I would like to acknowledge Rio Tinto. Anyone in tonight from Northbridge? Anyone here from Northbridge? Thank fuck for that. How fucked up is Northbridge, everybody? I'm not one to judge. Have a fucking go at me. And look, I'm a fucking 32-year-old man in a tracksuit. You know what I mean? I'm not a nice tracksuit, I know, but still. I'm at work wearing tracky dacks, you know what I mean? This is the type of person I am. The only reason I say something is because when my Uber driver dropped me off in Northbridge, I got out of the Uber and he looked me up and down and said, mate, a word of advice. It's not safe for you to be walking these streets at night. As he said that, I've caught a glimpse of my reflection in his window and thought, how fucked is Northbridge when fucking head tattoo guy isn't safe walking the streets at night. And you know what? I get it now. You got a different breed of homeless here in Perth. You really do have a different breed of homeless. So I was walking through the street just the other night, and this homeless man came up to me and he asked me what the time was, and I was just absolutely fucking dumbfounded. I thought, what could you possibly need that information for, mate? How is this going to pan out? I'm going to tell you it's 9:30 p.m. and you're going to go, oh, fuck. I'm 27 years late to my job interview. You know what I mean? I'm fucking... Just walking in tonight, I had a homeless man come up to me and ask me for a cigarette. I said, fucking no worries, my fucking brother, I got you. So I pulled out my pouch. I smoke Port Royal rum and wine. That is the top of the line, roll your own tobacco, all right? That is some high-end shit. That's fucking... It's rum and wine flavoured. This shit tastes so delicious. I don't even use a filter, but I'm fucking packing this ciggy with so much tobacco that this motherfucker can smoke half now. Put it out. Smoke the other half later. I'm giving him 2 ciggies in one. And just as I bring that paper up to my lips to lick it, he goes, oh, nah, it's all right, mate. He reckons I only smoke tailor-mades. That's how much money you cunts have here in Perth, hey? That your beggars can literally afford to be fucking choosers. What's going on? Anyway, I've been Rudy Lee Taurua. Thank you very much.